Hey guys, what's up? So we have a new update on Advanced Server and it's patch 1.7.12. First on our list is the adjustment on Johnson's ultimate. Its cooldown will now start after he crashes. On the old version, it begins after transforming. The developer said it's a way to stop the double ultimate combo, which requires him to circle the battlefield for a long time. But in exchange, they lowered the skill's cooldown from 40 to now 25 seconds. Since the cooldown starts after crashing, I think this will push more Johnson users to do their role as a tank instead of driving around and waiting for their cooldown. I guess this is a buff for Johnson tanks and a nerf on Johnson mages. But based on the patch, this is just an experimental adjustment, so there's still a chance that this might get cancelled. Next is the nerf on Valentina. They lowered the terror duration of her first skill from 0.7 to now 0.5 seconds. And they also adjusted her ultimate when copying the skills of 1-1, Minotaur, and X-Borg. On 1-1, she can no longer instantly activate 1-1's ultimate. Just like the original 1-1, Valentina needs 3 marks before she can use the ultimate. After copying, Valentina gains 1-1's passive skill, where she can place marks on her enemies. And it works on both basic attacks and skills. The good thing about this is that Valentina benefits from the extra damage of 1-1's passive as long as she has a copy of her ultimate. This means she can place marks on enemies for as long as she likes. On Minotaur, she now has to be in full rage before she can use Minotaur's ultimate. Using the skill will make her charge like this. Only after the rage bar is full can she use Minotaur's ultimate. This is harder than it looks because the rage bar disappears fast. And once you use the skill, Valentina's timer will start, which means if your rage points are not enough, the skill will go on cooldown. It's now more complicated unlike before, where she just knocks up everyone whenever she likes. As for X-Borg, they just weaken Valentina's explosion damage when copying his ultimate. Next is the nerf on Moskov. They lowered the attack speed he gets from his skill 1 in the late game. The developers made this adjustment because of the recent Inspire buff. His ultimate is adjusted by giving it a fixed slow effect of 50%. They also added a new feature where the slow duration can reach 5 seconds when he casts it from a distance. So if you're hit by a Moskov spear from the other side of the base, you will be slowed by 5 seconds. The distance required to reach maximum slow is from the base up to the center of the side lane. Next is the nerf on Faramis. His ultimate will now give fewer temporary HP, from 15 to now 10% base extra HP. Next is the nerf on Fanny. They lowered her base defense and physical attack growth. That's a minus 42 points on physical attack when she reaches level 15. I guess it's the price of being famous. Next is the nerf on Aldous. They lowered his base HP and HP growth. That's a total of 190 points of HP removed from his stats. Next is the buff on Yin. They added more damage reduction on his second skill when it hits an enemy hero. This was made because of last week's adjustment where they added a bit of delay on his ultimate. Next is the buff on Bane. They added 50 points of damage on his second skill. That's 2 buff in a row for this pirate squid. Next is the adjustment on Granger. They lowered the attack scaling of his enhanced basic attack in the early levels. Don't worry though, because if we compare this to official server, it's still a buff. Next is the adjustment on the revamped Lesley. They lowered the ratio of the physical penetration she gets from her passive skill, from 1% to now 0.5% for each fixed penetration stats. So if she equips Hunter Strike, she will get 7.5% physical penetration. They also lowered the bonus critical damage when upgrading her ultimate, from 25 down to 15% at maximum level. Next is the new hero, Joy. They removed the damage reduction on her passive skill and replaced it with a shield. And her skill 1 can now benefit from auto-aim. Next is the experimental adjustment on the item Glowing Wand. Each burn will now deal a constant 1.5% of the target's maximum HP as damage. Previously, the damage increases if you hit the enemy more than once. They also added a new feature where it can increase the magic damage taken by an enemy. It adds 5 points of damage and it can stack 6 times. So if you're hit by Glowing Wand, the next magic damage you receive will increase by 5 points. And if it stacks 6 times, the damage can increase up to 30 points. This is going to be more effective on magic heroes that deal damage over time and those with multi-hit skills. The developer said it's a way to help those heroes that are hard countered by the item Radiant Armor. So finally some good news for Chang'e, Harley, and other magic damage dealers with multi-hit skills. Last one is the experimental adjustment on Rapid Boots. It will now be slower by 10 movement speed when out of battle, but it's now faster when in battle. And they also lowered its crafting cost by 50 gold. So what can you say about the update? Do you agree with the Johnson and Valentina changes? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. That's all for this video. Stay safe and thank you for watching.